Hey again, so I have already shown you how you can use a CSV file to add new products to your Squarespace site. But as some people have asked or already figured out, you can also use the same process to update pricing and inventory in bulk for your Squarespace products. So anything that you've added already to your Squarespace site. And this can help you save so much time when you need to go in and make some bulk updates versus having to do them one by one inside Squarespace. So I want to show you really quickly how you can do that and give you a few little tips. So from the main dashboard of your site, if you click on selling and then products, you can see here a list of all your products. And you can always, of course, click into any of them one by one and change the quantity or change the price if you wanted to. You could even put it on sale. So if you were just changing one or two products, that is probably going to work just fine. But what if you need to make some bulk changes to everything all at once? Like you need to raise all of your prices across the board by 10%, or you have a new inventory shipment coming in and you need to update the stock counts for everything, then this is going to get pretty tedious pretty fast. So here is how I would do that. If you click export all, that will export a CSV file of everything that you already have added here. And like magic, this is what it looks like once you add it to, in this case, Google Sheets, but you could put it in Excel or Numbers or whatever spreadsheet program you use. So this is what it looks like. And so you can see, as opposed to our original CSV file, which had these two columns blank, these have information in them. And these say, you can see, not editable, product ID and variant ID, not editable. And so the crazy looking long strings of numbers and letters are what ties this information back to these specific products on Squarespace. So any updates that you make, whether that's to a description or price or inventory count, whatever it is, they will be tied back to these and then update what is already here. You're not going to duplicate it by change anything. The only way you would create a duplicate is if you somehow erase these, and in which case Squarespace would assume that you're adding a new product with this information because you're not mapping it back to this one. So when you export this, you'll just make sure that you never touch these two columns. And the way you remember that is it says right here, not editable. And it can look kind of overwhelming. As you can see, it's a pretty long spreadsheet. So what I usually do is I just hide the columns that I don't want to see for my updates. And so usually that means I don't need anything in the first few columns here. We're just going to hit hide. They don't delete, they just go out of our view for right now. Make this a little bit wider. And then in this case, we're just going to be updating the price and the quantities. So we're hiding. I want to be able to see the options that I need. And then I'm just going to come through and hide everything else just for right now, just so I'm just seeing what I want to see. And so now this is not so overwhelming. I can see exactly which product. Here's my olive oil. It comes in two sizes. And here's the price, whether it's on sale or not. And here is where I can update the stock quantity. So here are a few tips. The first one is if you have a lot of products and you want to just update some of them, come in and create a filter. So in Google Sheets, it goes data, create filter, and this will allow you to say filter by category. So you could come in and go categories, and then I would just like clear all and then say, okay, I just want to see things in dishware. And this will now edit your list down. So you're just looking at dishware, and you could come in and adjust these prices as you needed to. So 15, just raise them all however you needed, whatever you needed to do. Say they all got raised by $1. I was going to not have these be unlimited stock and I wanted to start tracking inventory. I could also do that here. Say I had 7 of those, whatever it was. So filtered view allows me to just see dishware. I've updated price, I've updated inventory counts, and all of the information is still in this CSV file. So I can go File, Download the CSV file. And when I update it to Squarespace, it will recognize that I have updated that information. And let me show you what that looks like. So we will go import and then add our new CSV file. And when you import, it will ask you, did you update the product quantities? And in this case, we did. So we want to leave this box checked. And it has updated all of our products. And let's go in and double check. So we have our ceramic bowl should now be $14.99 and $15.99. Let's see here. $14.99. Oops, this one I think $14.99, and then the $15.99 for the individuals. And then we have a stock count of 12 and 15, and you can see that it did update those for the individual ones. One more tip if you need is you can't add columns to this sheet while you're in edit mode. If you do that, you'll just want to make sure to delete them before you export it as a CSV. So for example, I've removed the filter off of everything, so I'm back to just this view. I can add a column to the right, and then I can create a formula. So I could say, we want to make it this plus 10% of this. Okay, so now what it's done is it's automatically raised my prices by 10%, right? And we can overwrite this column by going copy, and we want to Control-Shift-V, or go paste special values is Control-Shift-V, and that puts those in there, not as formulas, but as the value. And then we'll just delete this column because this column was not part of our original spreadsheet. We don't need it anymore, but we have now updated our pricing in bulk there by 10%. And I'll just want to come in and I'll format these numbers because they're need to be rounded to 2 digits. There we go. So we can do things like bulk price updates just as quickly as inventory stock using just a spreadsheet. I hope this helps.